Good afternoon, everyone. We're going to talk about probability of compound events. For this video lesson, you're going to learn how to differentiate the probability of simple and compound events, illustrate and find the probability of union of two events, apply the concept of probability in making decisions and solutions to real-life problem solving or situations. I've also included the intersection part of probability. So let's start. Okay, let me top the idea about the weather forecast. Have you ever watched Mang Taning of the GMA News TV, wherein he discussed here the percentage of each day kung uulan ba o hindi? And as you can notice, binabanggit na yan on each weather forecast. On this example, by 1 p.m. daw, 60% that it will rain for the day. And by 4 p.m., there is a 35% chance. And by 8 p.m., 20% chance. Now, this is a perfect example of probability because we are talking about the chance of raining for each specific time. Okay? So, what is now probability? Probability is a branch of mathematics that deals with the chance of an event occurring. So, the key word here is chance. Madaling matandaan, madaling mas maintindihan kung ano ba ang probability in a regular way, in a normal thinking. Pag sinabing probability, we are talking about chance. Okay? So, chance is the keyword or possibility. Odds. Do you have any other answer? The percentage. What is it possible to happen or is it impossible to happen? Okay, so these are the words that are connected or we could associate with the term probability so that you can learn it easily. Now, let us identify all the possible outcomes in each experiment. Balikan natin, pag sinabi nating experiment, halimbawa, nag-roll ka ng die, nag-flip ka ng coin, those are experiments. Ano yung ginawa mo sa bagay na yun? Okay? So, in here, yung term na all possible outcomes, in probability, that is what we call the sample space. Okay, so that's why the idea here is what's my space. So let's start. A coin is flipped. Flip mo yung coin. Ano yung mga possible faces niya? So we have here the head and the tail. Okay, so these are the sample spaces, the head and the tail. Next, a die is rolled. A die here doesn't mean death. It means that this is the singular form of dice. Kasi karaniwan lang, ay alam lang natin ay dice. So, recall natin siya. Ang mga faces niya, diba, si karaniwan, six-sided siya. So, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay? Next. Votes of the students, whether they like or dislike a certain course, we have like, dislike. So, syempre, we have two options. The possible outcomes here are like and dislike. So that is our sample space. Now, what is the probability of simple event? It is the probability of single event. Pagka sinabi nating single, we are pertaining to only one. At ano ba ang event na sinasabi sa probability? Halimbawa, nag-roll ka ng die at ang hinahanap lang ay even number. So yung probability of getting an even number, so that is our event. Okay, the set of all possible outcomes. Okay? Now, this is the formula for the probability of simple event. So, probability of E is equal to the number of favorable outcomes all over the number of possible outcomes. Mama, ano ba ibig sabihin ng favorable? These are the things na nagper-pertain dito sa simple event. Ano ba ang hinahanap? Ano ba ang kailangan? And then the number of possible outcomes, that is what we call the sample space. Let us try para mas lalo ninyong maunawaan. The first example here is, what is the probability of getting ahead when a coin is flipped? Balikan natin ulit. Ang sample space natin dito ay head at saka tail. Okay? So, probability of getting ahead. So, pagka nakakita ka ng P, and then parenthesis, nasa loob yung head dito, yan yung tinatawag natin na event. So, ang hinahanap natin ay head. Then, how many heads are there? Pagka nag-flip tayo ng coin once, we have only one. That's why the answer here is 1/2, which is equivalent to 50%. Or in decimal, it is also equivalent with 0.50. Okay? Next one. Find the probability of getting a number less than 5 if a die is rolled once. So, ang very particular tayo here is a number less than 5. Mas mababa kesa kay 5. At ang experiment na nangyari, the die is rolled. So, ibig sabihin, sa sample space na 6, how many are less than 5? Okay, meron tayong 1, 2, 3, and 4. So, ilan yon? We have 4 out of 6, which is equivalent with 2/3 or the 66.67%. As you can notice, baka lang nakalimutan o nakaligtaan, yung 2/3, paano siya naging 66.67%? So, 2 divided by 3 times 100. Kaya siya naging 66.67%. Okay? Now, another example, solve for the probability of getting a like vote among the students. Katulad nga lang nabanggit natin kanina, we have two sample space here. We have the like and dislike. And ilan ba ang like? So we have here 1/2 or the 50%. Okay? So let's have another activity. We need to complete the grid that shows the possible outcomes when two 6-sided dice are rolled. How will you do it? Okay. So, ito po yung nangyari. Yung una, that is pertaining to the first die. At ito namang pangalawa, this is our second die. Katulad lamang nung sa Cartesian plane, the x and the y-axis. So, mauuna to. So, para lang siyang multiplication table. So, nagtapat yung 1 saka 1, kaya 1, 1. Nagtapat yung 1 at saka 2, kaya 1, 2. So, ibig sabihin dito, si 1, 2 ay iba kay 2, 1 dahil ang 1, 2, ibig sabihin sa unang die, 1. Sa pangalawang die ay 2. Kabaligtaran naman dun sa isa. Okay? So, how many sample space do we have here? Ilan lahat ang possible outcomes? Would you count it? Okay, so 6 times 6, that is 36. So out of that 36 outcomes, let's have the first example. Find the probability of getting a sum of 7. Pag daw pinag-add mo, ang sagot ay 7. Ano-ano yun? We have here 1, 6, 2, 5, 3, 4, 4, 3, 5, 2, and 6, 1. Ilan lahat yan? We have here 6 possible outcomes out of the 36. Pag sinimplest form, we have 1/6 or in percentage, that is 16.67%. Okay? Next. Probability of getting a sum of 10. O, 10 naman. Balikan natin ulit yung table. Can you still give me the answers? Okay, thank you so much. We have here 3 possible outcomes or 3 favorable outcomes. We have 4, 6, 5, 5, and 6, 4. Out of ilan? Out of 36. So, the simplest form of 3/36 is 1/12 or 8.33%. Okay? Next one. What is the probability of getting a number greater than the sum of 9. Mas malaki sa 9 pagka pinag-add mo. Paki-identify nga po. Okay, maraming salamat po. We have here 4, 6, 5, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 6, 5, and 6, 6. Ilan lahat yan? Thank you. We have here 6 possible outcomes. So out of 36, ano ang simplest form? We have here 1 over 6, or that is equivalent with 16.67%. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now, let me remind you of this scale of probability. Kung mapapansin nyo, ang sagot lang natin is nagre-range from 0% to 100%. Okay? Kasi pagka nag 100% or equivalent with 1, ibig sabihin, sigurado ka na iyon ay mangyayari. Pagka nag 0% ka naman or 0, that is impossible to happen. And if you can still recall, on some of the movies or if you have experienced it, the doctor once said, 50-50 na po siya. The patient is already in 50-50. So it means there is a 50% chance na siya ay mabubuhay at may 50% na critical ang kanyang buhay. So this is very helpful for you in terms of decision making. Tama po ba? So pagka nasa first half or on the upper half ng probability, ng scale of probability, so there is a bigger chance to happen. Pero pagka nasa lower 50%, doon ka mag-iisip. Diba? Because it is more unlikely to happen. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Now, what is probability of compound event? Which is our main lesson for today. Kanina, isa lang ang pinag-uusapan natin. Ngayon, we are talking about 2 or more events. Marami na tayong pag-uusapan pa. Because, hindi lang naman laging isa ang ating binibigyan ng pansin among all the chances. Okay, so the probability of compound event, I want you to remember this. We have here the terms union and intersection. So this is the symbol for union, yung letter U, tapos pagka-inverted o yung baliktad, that is intersection. At paano ito basahin? This is more of the college. X such that X is an element of A or an element of B. Pagka naman intersection, ang gamit ay and. So, ito ang keywords in problem solving. Pagka union or pagka intersection, we are pertaining to and. And then, I want you also to recall the Venn diagram. So, ulit, ang union ay or. Pag sinabing or, lahat ng kasama doon sa bilog ay favorable outcome. So, we have here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay? Pagka naman intersection or and, andito lang sa gitna. So, we only have 3 and 4. Ibig sabihin, yung kailangan nating makuha ay may parehas na qualities kapag ka and. Kasi nga, intersection. Okay? Now, let's have the first example. The experiment is, you roll a fair die, a 6-sided die. Now, what is the probability that the number turns up is odd or divisible by 3? Recall, what is the sample space? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Ano ang unang event na pinag-uusapan natin? We have here odd. So what are the odd numbers? We have 1, 3, and 5. Ano ang divisible by 3? We have 3 and 6. The question here is there any common outcome? May umulit ba doon sa odd numbers at saka sa divisible by 3? Yes, there is. And it is 3. Okay? At yung 3 na yan, it should be counted as 1. So kung counted siya as 1, how many favorable outcomes are there? Thank you so much. There are 4. Okay? Here are the 1, 3, 5, and 6. So ibig sabihin, merong 4 out of 6. So that is our probability. At kung gagamitan natin siya ng Venn diagram, tandaan natin na ang OR ay union. So A union B. Gamitan natin ang Venn diagram. The first circle is for the odd numbers and the divisible by 3 is for the second circle. Okay? So, ang lagi niyong tatandaan pag gagawa ng Venn diagram, yung nasa gitna ang ating pag-uusapan. Yung unang dapat pag-usapan at ilagay. So, yun yung both. Ilan yung common kanina? That is 3. Okay? Ngayon naman, ang ilalagay natin dito, yung odd number lang talaga. So, sa bilog ng odd, may 3 ka na. Dadagdagan mo na lang ng 1 and 5. At sa divisible by 3, ang idadagdag mo na lang ay 6 kasi nandyan na rin si 3. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, 4 lahat yan. So, out of 6, that is 2/3. Okay? I hope that's clear. And I want you also to try. Ang decimal po ng 2/3 ay 0.666. And so on. Which is also equivalent with the percentage. Ang percentage po niya ay 66.67%. Okay? Let's have another example. Or another way of solving it. Okay, because on our modules, meron tayong technique or yung formula na pwede natin gamitin. So if we are talking about union of two events, we only need to add the probability of A and B and subtract what is common or yung intersected part. Balikan natin yung kanina. The probability of A here pertains to the odd numbers and the probability of B is the divisible by 3. At itong intersection, yan yung common or yung same na makikita dito sa probability of A and B. So, kung i-apply natin sa solution, 3 out of 6 ang probability of A kasi 3 ang elements, 2 out of 6 sa probability of B, and then ilan ang common nila? Isa lang. So, minus 1 over 6. Then 3 plus 2 is 5, minus 1 is 4 out of 6. Ang lowest term ay 2/3. So, this is our final answer. So, parehas lang. Katulad kanina. So, ang ginamit natin ay ang logical way, ang Venn diagram, at ang equation or yung formula for the probability of union of two events. So, no matter what, kung ano man ang gusto ninyong way, it's okay because we will arrive with the same final answer. Okay, let's try another one. Roll a fair die. What is the probability that the number turns up is odd and divisible by 3. So, almost common lang. Naiba lang, end. Okay? So, what does it mean by end? It means having the same properties. Katulad ng paulit-ulit kong binabanggit, yan yung intersection. So, ibig sabihin, yan lang yung ating favorable outcomes. Kasi ang sinabi, end. Dapat odd number na siya at the same time, divisible by 3 din. Okay? So, kung gagamitan natin ang Venn diagram, and that is in the intersection, sino lang ba yung nasa intersection? Si 3, which is 1 out of 6 or 16.67%. Okay? Next one. I want to introduce you these cards. Okay? So, the standard deck of cards is only 52. So, 52 lang yan, hindi kasama ang joker. And we have 4 suits o yung parang damit niya. Kung mapapansin nyo, 4 na klase. We have here the club and the spade, which are the black cards. And the heart and the diamond are the red cards. Okay? At kung bibilangin mo yan, 52 divided by 4, merong tig-ta 13 sa bawat isa. Okay? Next, ano tong may mga mukha na yan? Okay, ang tawag dyan ay face cards. Kaya nga tinawag na face cards kasi may mukha. At ito namang mga cards na to ay tinatawag na ace cards. At laki tandaan, this is not a numbered card. Okay? So, hindi mo siya pwedeng ituring na 1 kasi iba siya. Okay po. Next one. So, let's try it in a problem solving. From a standard deck of cards, what is the probability that you will get a card which is black or heart? Ano ulit ang sample space? Ilan lahat ang cards? We have 52. At ilan lahat ang black cards? Yun yung club tsaka yung spade. So, that is 26. Ilan lahat ang heart? Okay, so that is 13. Is there any common outcome? May umulit bang baraha? Wala po. So, ilan lahat ang favorable outcomes? Ilan lahat yan? We have here 39 favorable outcomes. Out of ilan yung sample space? Okay, that is out of 52. So the answer here is, wala tayong common, kaya 0 yan. So 26 plus 13 is 39 all over 52. So this is our final answer. Okay, so I hope everything is clear. Next one. The probability of getting a card which is a face card or a spade. Ulit, ang sample space ay 52 at ang face cards ay, ilan lahat yan? We have 12. Ilan ang spade? Okay, pabilang nga po. 13. Are there any common outcomes? May umulit bang baraha? Base dun sa illustration? Yes, there is. At ano-ano yon? Umulit ang Jack, Queen, and King. At kung mapapansin nyo, nandito rin siya. Okay, so ibig sabihin, counted yan as 1. So anong gagawin natin? Gamitan nga natin ng formula. So, mangyayari, probability of A, this is your probability of K, A, the face cards. Probability of B is the spade at yung end. Syempre, probability of A intersection with B. Okay, so 12 plus 13, that is 25. Minus mo yung umulit, which is 3. Kaya 22 over 52 at ang lowest term ay 11 over 26. So, this is our final answer. Okay. Let's have this case. In a survey conducted among the grade 10 students, there are 85 students who can play badminton, 100 students can play basketball, and 70 students can play both sports. There was a total of 150 students who were selected randomly. Find the probability of the following. Plays only badminton, only basketball, badminton and basketball, badminton or basketball, and neither of the sports. So, ano magandang gagawin natin dito? Siyempre, gawa natin ng Venn diagram. Unahin muna natin i-analyze ang mga given. Okay? So, katulad nga ng nabanggit ko kanina, Venn diagram, pangalanan natin. Okay? So, gawin natin, si BD ay gagawin nating badminton. Okay? Tapos, si BS ang gagawin nating basketball. Okay po. So, kailangan may label tayo. Okay? Ngayon, ang total number of students ay 150. Total number of students ay 150. So, dapat ang mga numbers na nasa loob ay 150. So, let's go backwards. Ang uunahin muna natin ay both. Kasi iyan yung intersection. Yan yung mga umulit sa bilang. Okay, ibig sabihin, dalawa ang pinili nila. Gusto nila ng badminton at saka ng basketball. Ilan yon? Which is 70. Ibig sabihin, maglalagay na tayo ng 70 sa gitna. Okay? Ngayon, ang sumunod naman, students can play basketball. Ilan yon? We have here 100. So, basketball is 100. Kaya lang kung mapapansin ninyo, yung bilog na to ng basketball, meron ka ng 70 dyan. Dapat ang total ng bilog na yan ay 100. Okay? So, ang mangyayari dito, may 70 ka na. Ilan na lang ang matitira para maging 100? So, syempre, 30. So, ulit, paano nakuha ang 30? That is 100 minus 70. Nagets po ba ako? Maraming salamat po. The next one is the badminton. So, sa badminton, 85. O, ito naman yung bilog ng badminton. Dapat daw 85 yung nandyan. Eh, meron ka ng 70. Ilan na lang ang ilalagay mo? Ilan na lang ang kulang? That is 15. Okay? Ngayon, bilangin mo lahat. Sabi kasi, ang total, 150. What is 30 plus 70 plus 15? That is 115. Ilan ang nawawala sa 150? So, may nawawala tayong 35. Kasi ito yung nagsasabi na ayaw nila. Doesn't want basketball and doesn't want badminton. Okay? Not. Not basketball or not badminton. Okay? So with that, madali na nating sagutan to. Okay po. So ayan. Plays only badminton o only. Tingnan mo yung bilog. O only. Ibig sabihin, ito lang. Okay? Kasi ang 70, parehas sila. So, ang sagot dyan ay 15 over, ilan lahat ang estudyante? 150. Ngayon, ano ang lowest term? We have here 1 over 10. Okay? Or, convert mo yan, that is 0.1 or 10%. Tama po ba? Okay, next. Plays only basketball. Tingnan ulit ang Venn diagram. So that is 30 out of 150. Ngayon, ano ang lowest term? That is 1 over 5. Kasi pansinin nyo, cancelin nyo lang yung 0, tapos yung 3 and 15 na lang ang matitira, di ba? Lowest term lang nun. So that is 1 over 5. Or equal with 0.2. Or times mo ng 100 or remove mo yung decimal point ng dalawa. So that is 20%. Okay? Next. Plays only badminton and basketball. Okay, badminton and basketball. Okay po. So, ibig sabihin, and nasa gitna. So, probability ng BD intersection with BS. Tama po ba? Kasi and. Ilan yung nasa gitna? So, that is 70 out of 150. Anong lowest term? Okay, so that is 7 out of 15. Next. Plays badminton or basketball. Tanggalin natin tong only. Okay. Wala yung only ha. Badminton or basketball. Lagay natin. Pagka or, ano ibig sabihin nun? Union. O, balikan natin. Di ba pagka union, lahat ng nasa loob ng bilog. Ilan lahat yan? So, that is 30 plus 70 plus 15 all over 150. Ilan lahat yon? 115 over 150. Ano ang lowest term? So, that is equivalent with 23 over 30. Next one. Plays neither of the sports. Pag sinabing neither, not. Ayaw ng badminton at ayaw rin ng basketball. Okay? So, ulit. Naglalaro ng badminton and basketball. Yung isa, badminton or basketball. Ito naman, neither. Ayaw mag-basketball, ayaw mag-badminton. Okay? So, anong gagawin? Sino yung nasa labas ng bilog? So, that is 35 out of 150. So, what is the lowest term? So, that is 7 over 30. Okay? I hope everything is clear. Pagka and, intersection. Pagka or, union. And neither, not. Thank you so much. And to God be all the glory. I hope you've learned something.